This very well may be the longest anyone has ever spent on the Canto 1 dungeon. Hey, welcome back to more Limbus Company. I'm still debating if I want to make this, like, officially a full, like, normal Let's Play. I don't fully know for certain if I do, but it is a thought in there. Kind of have this fill up the 5 o'clock time slot. Maybe. I think I'm gonna throw up. Everything is wobbling. It would appear that psychogenic pressure is rising. But he should be fine. I think I once had an unsettling nightmare. Maybe I'm still in one, even now. In the stream, there are only 2 colors in the room where I stand. The blue covering every wall and a dangling god of red. I know how to get out of here, too. All I had to do was stretch out my arm and cut the hanging apple. The people in blue coats seem to think I failed to understand that. They would come in several times a day and explain it to me over and over. Unfortunately for them, that wasn't the part I struggled to understand. I finally gave up thinking about it, and the sliced apple fell to the floor. The door was open. I don't remember what drove me to do it. Maybe I was exhausted mentally. Maybe I thought to resign myself to it. In either case, what I do remember is my desire to break free from the nightmare. You finally did it. I knew you could. The surgery was successful, after all. You just have to keep it up. Chop up the apples in front of you. Simple, isn't it? Oh, right. Happy 15th birthday. Okay. A nightmare I escaped through renunciation and resignation. One day as I awoke from my unsettling dreams, I had found myself transformed into some hideous pest. I cut apples in half. Some were hard, some crumbly, some were soft, some savage. The sugary smell made me sick sometimes. At some point I realized something. I thought I woke up from the dream, but I was still right in the middle of that nightmare. This is when we really start to get into the... Okay, I don't know why we switched to that mouse. When we really start to get into the literary references that all the characters in Limbus have. Of course, with our boy Greg being Gregor Samsa from the Metamorphosis. I have not read any of the actual source material myself. I'm very unfamiliar with all of the source materials. I know I know the general gist of a good chunk of them. I think really the only one I don't have any knowledge of is Faust. I don't really know what Faust is too about, but whatever. Still on a battlefield. It's the same place as before though, something about it's different. There's a strong tug that hits this coat from behind. You out of your mind? Get shelter now! You'll age rapidly if exposed to that bomb's blast! That's the stars turned into a nursing home. They can't even walk without sticks. Hold on, isn't this the same guy we just... It's not a problem, he's manager Gregor's with us. He doesn't suffer side effects like the rest of us, and he can regenerate his arm too. He's operated on none other than Herman, our most skilled director. A hero shouldn't be on the rear guard. I'll give you a ride. What the hell? Get away from me! Hairs of wings emerged from his back, clinking, twitching. Why are you running? You should raise J-Corp's banner and take the lead on the front lines. I never wanted any of this. Not the procedure nor the war. Take the lead. Tomo's mouth opens unnaturally, and a pair of long antennae begin to grow from his face. We gotta fight them again? I'm so just gonna turn. Is that display of weakness? You should be punished for insubordination? I think we should run here? Excellent plan, manager. You know when to strike and when to withdraw. What the hell is her deal? There's not an option. I don't get it. I'd ever employ under corporation and modifications, but it can't have been this foul. What we may see here may differ from actual accounts. The path is opened by Gregor's feelings rather than his memories. This is how he felt in his heart about his own allies. Did all the employees in your wing receive the augmentation procedure? Most did. Doesn't want their consent? That's so... People in Alcor consent to offering themselves up to abnormalities? That's... I heard that was written on the contract. We were never properly informed, though. The sets for team procedures should be skipped for efficient management. We should face the fear. In the end, anyone who joined the corporation agreed to it, knowingly or not. Can guess how it went for us, then. You hear a faint voice. Please, help. Did you follow the sound? Or... Yeah, sure, why not? Soldier was crushed under rubble, gasping in agony. Please just kill me, it hurts too much. Can't ignore this person. We'll be ordered to bring the soldier to peace. Now, I believe... Okay. So the reason I'm checking that is because later on, some dungeons do give modifiers for certain sinners doing certain things. But again, this was so early on, I don't think they had implemented that as yet. Thank you. The soldier's life was delivered by a coup de grace by the knife. Even rather than that roast, the blade soon ceased, and the soldier was eased to eternal rest. For the hunt. With 10% extra max HP, not bad at all. So delay, Yuri. Give me a second, please. The gas mask fell in my bag. I don't see it serving any practical purpose now. You're wearing yourself down. I mean, it's nice memento. You don't the most pointless activity in the world, aren't you, from Mancorp? Tie the other way. Sorry? They're not going to get if you tie it that way. This is a sailor's knot that I learned on the boat. I'll teach you how to do it back on the bus. Oh, thank you. What now? Since where are you so friendly? Yay, you know what? Why don't you join a company while you're at it? Me? I know. We need to get the okay from Virgilius or his superiors and all that, but a little suggestion doesn't hurt. Plus, pink hair makes perfect mascot to represent us. Come on, won't you give it some thought, please? Mascot? They made us smile for the first time, albeit faintly. Wow, that's certainly not a big old red flag. Certainly no death flags popping up here, no siree. I mean, it's not really too much of a surprise. I don't think that there's problems. The war was over. And my doppelganger was still holding a silly pose with a confident look on his face. It's not the kind of face I'd make. Though, gotta give it to him for making the hair on my arm look as grotesque as it is real. Whose job was this? Profound of humor. Being consumed by the nightmare for so long was to make me crave lifelessness. Those who revolt from Jacob should all be sent to the galleys. That one murmurs, spitting on the floor. I could tell they're speaking toward I could tell what they were speaking towards without even looking. Knowing that, I felt nauseous. Sarah, are you alright? You okay, babe? You don't look so well. I was just in the subway. Oh, you blathered on about it. Greg, we're still on the battlefield. Gregor groped his pockets with stumbling hands and looked for a cigarette out of habit, but soon stopped. It dawned on him as it did me. All the sinners seemed to have realized it now. Thomas gonna grab us and give us a warning in a second now. Are you? Look, come on, I'm starting to get sick of that pickup line, so say it once. We're not out of our minds and the aging bomb isn't gonna hit us. No. Instead of elaborating, he points up. I need help. I don't want to die. Tomo was crushed to a pulp right before our eyes. There's only one thing to say in a situation like this. Run! Oh, troops, retreat! We must do everything we can to run, but the airborne hand is ever persistent and shows no signs of letting up. I'm gonna get turned into pancakes! Got a good idea, smart one? I'm listening. There are too many variables to consider in the thousands with the ego. I can't be hasty with my judgment. There's no cause for hesitation! A true hero succumbs to no hardships! I don't think we want to recover a flattened body. Oh, sorry, didn't mean it that way. It was time to say something back to her, but I figured now it's time to keep my mouth shut so everyone could focus on running. Still thinking, are ya? Well, you're missing nose at all. Yes, we need a solution. Yes, I've yet to come up with one. The only thing I can say for certain is that our objective is not nearby. Dante would have responded strongly otherwise. Me? You're joking? It's all we've got! Heathcrow furrows his brows, ready to snap at the unhelpful savant. His close shave with the massive palm made him focus his energy on his legs rather than his mouth. Gregor? Hey, what? Hold up! I think I see now. This world is a product of my mind. Gregor took a breather, then looked up at the sky. He tried to run away from that hand. You finally get the crap as a what? Gregor, are you sure? I feel I'll never play much of a role in my life. It makes sense that resisting is meaningless in this reflection of my mind. that case, letting the inevitable happen might be the answer. You're serious? Not like there's any other way. We're all exhausted. Besides, what's that? Paint on its nails. You're gonna say the kind of polishes anyway. That hand's belonging to what it thinks it does. She'll not stop chasing us. Fellas, this is the path of my heart, right? I can tell this for sure. It's about to hit a dead end. Be it the nightmare or the road, I never went straight from that woman's control. Here's Gregor talking about it, what it's mean by a nightmare. As much as I wanted to ask him, might as well. Soon enough, the giant hand cast a shadow over us, descending. Before it reached us, it stopped to hold us in its grasp. Everything went dark. I felt the disorienting nausea of being lifted into the sky. While everyone else was suffering from it, Faust and I were the only ones standing straight. And as at the battlefield, it changed to somewhere familiar. While traversing through a narrow passage, a swarm of cockroaches crawled into the way. The rustling visage is almost revolting. Did you walk past them, or... Enough is enough! Crush the cockroaches! Mary turned away from the carnage, discontent. So after a crowd of angry bugs, just came charging for us. It's fine. We don't have a Gregor yet anyways. I think. Pretty sure we don't have a Gregor yet. I mean, we're not using Gregor at the very least. Again, for right now, it's very okay to just have a select few sinners trained up. And just have a couple of sinners in general. You don't really need too much. But, really it starts to, like, you'll, I'd say it's probably really nice to have extra sinners around Canto 4 or 5. You won't really need them, I'd say, until about 7. It's a long ways off, and we'll have more stuff by then for sure. But, yeah. Right now, just dealing with this is fine. Not the most difficult of fights, but regardless. Yeah, we don't even have any Gregors at all. Yeah, I forget what ego we have. I know we have Fluid Sac, but I think that might be it. No, I don't even have Fluid Sac equipped. Whoops. Is that our... I think that might be our only one. Oh wait. Christmas Nightmare, Ishmael. I do like Christmas Nightmare. That's what it's Tremor, so right now we don't have really any Tremor. And we have Lantern. Lantern's like good rupture, isn't it? Yeah. It's not bad. But we'll hop on in. Something about Dante. Something about the containment unit seems different from the others, does it not? Oh, it does. What is this? Yes. That's most likely to find the abnormality in which the golden bow has taken root. I managed to come this far, huh? Say, Gregor, when we go back to the bus, can you teach Karen how to use the map? Sounds good. I'm sure she'll like it. I doubt that. Sinclair shook his head, then dry retched afterward. It's nice to have a place to go back to. Yeah, you know, you're totally making it out of this. It's the Golden Apple. Last time I wrote an observation when I was a kid, so I'm not sure if I'm up to this, but I guess orders are orders. So, starting with describing the experience. Alright, that was an apple. A huge, grotesque apple with limbs. Part of the baking, doesn't it freak you out when the food down gets all massive and starts walking on its own? Just me? I want to stop there. Look at that. Apple is golden. Definitely not something out of your average orchard. Right, that's what we call an abnormality, yeah? Yeah, that abnormality was shutting all by itself. So I was getting a growing urge to chop that apple. It was also like magnetic. Hard to explain. Well, you won't find a lot of people who ate apples as much as I do. Guess that's my unusual past. We decided to fall back from us. We had two until to try and fight. But I'll take it on at some point, so I'll write down more when the time comes. I'm disorganized, but your reports is terrible during your military service. We also instructions to write these however wanted. Dante agreed with that too. If the executive manager is fine with that, I won't object. A cigarette burner is left on the paper. SPC. There's some petty complaint that was. I think that's like the only thing that Ryoshu has on any observation logs as of time of recording. Ryoshu is quite quiet with them. Let's actually focus Requiem. Actually, ooh yeah, because we were... Right. Something about count. Oh, that doesn't matter. Gonna have no count. Not bad, not bad. Requiem does change the animation a little bit when you are against an abnormality because you can't lock them into the coffin. Makes sense. The apple's body broken and raging fruit still grew. Could the golden bough really be in there? I'll go check it out, Yuri said to the others. Sitting with the bug's arm seems nervous about this. We still have to go with her, perhaps. Well... The fruit's cracked shell suddenly began to rattle as if it would jump at any moment. Beakflip managed to escape, but it seemed Yuri couldn't. The fruit's flesh melted into form in the body. Don't feel too guilty about it. One life lost is better than two. Devin Mountain devoured Yuri in one bite. She's gone without a trace. I can save the understanders, but there's nothing I can do about Yuri. Without a word, Gregor hacked and slashed away at the abnormality. As if he expected to find Yuri unscathed by slicing the apple open. Wow, what a shock. False apple. Okay. I'll find some way to read off the entire logs because it takes a little while for them to get fully brought up. Ah, damn, we're gonna take it on a post attack. Right? Yeah, we're gonna take it on a post attack. That's fine. Gonna go into Yusong, which isn't the worst. Honestly, Wailing to Yusong might be our worst of the group. But it still isn't really that big of a deal. Like, we're not too terribly worried. Again, this game is very easy until Canto 3. After that, it definitely picks up in difficulty. There's a lot of people who will say like the game overall never really gets difficult. I would disagree with that. I think that this game can actually get quite difficult fairly readily. But, well. It's kind of it's whatever you want to make of the game, really. And I think that the difficulty is certainly there. But, well. But the first two Cantos are super easy. I will say that much. Like, I don't think I never really did any grinding my first playthrough, and I don't think I've lost until Canto 3. And we can just press the damage button because it's not doing anything. The master maggot falls apart in the hail of silent screams. Beyond that, I see a wave of radiant golden light. Is that a golden bough? As I begin to approach it, the apple begins to tremble. Excuse me, are you the people from Limbus Company? Yuri, you're okay. Even though I'd seen it clearly devour her, I couldn't stop myself from asking. When we go back to the bus, Karen out too. I saw a glimpse of the pink locks of hair that Brody took a liking to. Yuri's head stood motionless, facing Gregor. Her face was upright. However, the Yuri we knew and accompanied was always hunched over. She was slouched at all times, so her sole surviving obligation to carry the wills of her late colleagues. Given that, I can warn with confidence. That's an Yuri, Gregor. Yeah, I think you're right. Gregor accepts it calmly. Then outstretches his arm, flying towards Yuri. Yet it soon stops traveling. I didn't want to die. Cut her down, Gregor. I don't know if it's the right thing to do as the manager. None of us wanted to die. But I had to shout at Gregor now to stop him from being ruined. Cut it now! I don't want to die! This is... The verminous arm stopped right before reaching the civilian's throat. I pulled against it with all my might, but it wouldn't budge. Please spare me, don't give me all my money! Well, the woman go, otherwise I'm stopping by force. My arm, cut off the arm now! Is your final we lose an hour? Just do it! As the dismembered arm falls to the ground, she slides down the wall, gasping. However, the piece doesn't last long. The arm starts regenerating from its twitching stump. You're right, sir. No, stay away from me. Don't come any closer. The regrown arm rushes forward as if it remembered the pain it suffered mere moments ago. You have my utmost respect, Manager Gregor, sir. I really shouldn't. I didn't fight in the war because I wanted to. What else am I supposed to do? Is it wrong that I survived? Just live on, please. So we've got ourselves into this mess voluntarily. Having come to this end, maybe stop just before your labor bears fruit. Well, we'll take it. Opportunities left unclaimed will only become null and void. Yuri's head fell to the ground. It wasn't Gregor's doing. Yuri's mouth opens and lets something out. There's a tree branch, radiating a bright golden glow. Seeking the bough, were you? A bit small, isn't it? I'm Herman. We'll be seeing each other often. Reason being, we need these bows, and you are capable of finding them. You won't die, but we will kill you. Herman nudges Yuri's head with her foot. It won't be now, though. We'll take good care of the golden bough you found. Good, my dear compatriot. Is it the path it goes? And indeed it is. Only few remain now. It's been a while, brother. You know how filthy clothing smells. Only family here to see your state. So I'm using this turn too. How are you treating your present to my son? I didn't invest in you to see in such a mess. Never asked for this, not once. You should at least finish unwrapping what I gave you. That little arm isn't all there is to it. Alright, though, that's enough greetings. The man who introduced himself as Xia Huan clapped twice. Then everything went dark. Like waking from a long nightmare, nearly dawn greets you. After some time passed, I thought this would be an easy enough mission for you. After allowing the golden bough to be taken before your very eyes, you had the gall to walk in with your face up. I've overestimated you. Why don't you give me an excuse, Miss Faust? As it turns out, immortality wasn't the solution to everything. Anything to say for yourself, Dante? There was another group going after the golden bough. You had to have known this, so why didn't you warn me? They're asking about the other faction that saw the golden bough. Faust politely relayed my words for Jones. Don't tell me. Holding me responsible. Tell me then, Dante. What about there sending 12 whole combatants to replace with Nils for having fixers to guide them too? That's enough of that, Manager Bud. It's my fault. No time to blame him right here. How fascinating. Built a sense of camaraderie between you already. Well, I suppose it's not too bad to cover up for each other since we're all the same bus. Just know that sticking up for one another doesn't make up for your incompetence. We got a call. After Team Spec Up Section 4 is going on the ground for their job. Sounds about right. Someone has to sell to the ego and having knowledge left there. Real shame that the essence was lost, though. Seeming excessive. It's always a common thing on the battlefield. If the objective wasn't met, you devised another plan to redeploy. Sure wasn't your expectations that were too high or for our first mission? How do you know that our manager's performance was nothing short of outstanding? I suppose we'll leave it at that. You're not entirely wrong. Certainly. There seems to be an uncanny tension between Virgilius and Faust. But right now, I neither had the energy nor the willpower left in me to get inquisitive. The bus reeked of blood with all the stains and gore on our outfits, yet none of us tried to open the windows. No one had the urge to have a change of clothes. Olive just sat in place, dwelling on silence. Gregor had the most defeated look at them all, staring out the window. Then he suddenly went to hang something from his pocket near the windshield of the bus. Bad guy, what did you put on Mephi's head? Memento. Something that belonged to him too. I had a sister, just about Yuri's age. That's all there is. I considered giving him a pep talk, but that quickly dissipated. Ishmael wore grieving looks, and Claire was quietly weeping, and Rhodia let out a distressed sigh. If they couldn't offer him any encouragement, what good would I do? Carol, let's get anyway. No, Karen will be fine. My right, let's hit the road. The bus slowly grumbled forward. The gas mask hanging by the windshield waved like an ornament.
남은 건 허망한 기억 불길이 나를 태운 것처럼 내 손엔 잿빛 먼지뿐 쉼없이 달려왔던 나를 죄어오던 시간들 이조차 그리워질까 먼 날 언젠가는 돌이켜볼 기억 속에 미소 지을 수 있기를 떠밀려 던져진 날 속에 내 길을 갈 수 있기를 먼 날 언젠가는 돌이켜볼 기억 속에 미소 지을 수 있도록 괜찮아. 언제 다 해치웠다?
I was expecting the cutscene because they usually have them. Now that we're on Canto 2, our identities are now on level 2. And our base egos are on level 2. Your volatility, which unlocks our XP Luxcavation. what these do are, these are how you grind. Honestly, don't bother with XP excavation 1 or 2. Well, actually 2 you might end up doing a bit of. But I'll just quickly go into the Canto. Again, I do kind of wish I could... this is also when you can start getting a little bit closer to doing your dailies or weeklies. But I just want to go into the Canto a little bit. Again, I can't go quite as in-depth just because I don't know the source material too much. But again, like, Canto 1 is generally considered the second weakest Canto. Canto 2 is not too highly regarded. But even then, I still love what Canto 1 does. I mean, obviously, because the thing is, Canto 1 is definitely just establishing the world. For people who are unfamiliar with the world of Project Moon, establishing the world, establishing that Herman's group is going to be important later on. And again, it's an establishing one, sure. But even then, it still is a lot for Gregor's character. It shows that he's, again, it shows some of his backstory. It shows that he's someone who, he's struggling with having to deal with the, with being a figurehead for a war that he didn't want. Also, say hello to Pablo. And that he has some relation to Herman. Now, Herman is a interesting case because she is most likely a reference to Hermann Kafka, Franz's father, who he infamously did not have a good relationship with. Fittingly, you have Gregor, not a good relationship with Herman. I don't think ever explicitly said if, like, technically speaking, Herman is not explicitly said to be Gregor's mom, but also, like, come on. So that's obviously something that is to keep in mind, that you do have that going on, that you have this relationship between them. Again, it's establishing, and so it starts to show that there's a lot more than just retelling the story. You have Gregor, he turned to something that he doesn't want to, which, from what I understand of Metamorphosis, that is kind of a big thing with it, is that it is a lot of, doing things, it's a lot of being turned into things against your will. It's a lot of, kind of being changed for the worse thanks to someone else's input. Again, this is something I'm not sure of. I have not read Metamorphosis. It's probably the one that I am most likely to end up reading because I believe it is the shortest. Let me tell you, I will not be reading Hong Liu's source. That is 2,000 goddamn pages. Fuck no. Okay. Some versions of it are only 700. Even then, that's still too long. I can't read. But again, it's a lot of establishing stuff that still does a lot of work for the character of Gregor. And obviously, you're still establishing a lot of other people in the story as well. You're still getting to know them a little bit. And this is one where... So they've been going through, every Canto is, a different person. And at least for Gregor's, it's very much not resolved. Gregor still has a lot of problems with him that he is just kind of accepting and not really changing for the better for it. So that'll be interesting because it's almost certainly they'll end up getting at least another Canto, possibly 2 more for everyone. If they go off of the Divine Comedy structure, where right now we're in Inferno, and then it's what, Purgatorio and Paradiso. Presumably that's the way you end up going, but yeah, I'm kind of yapping. This is, again, Canto 1, not the strongest. I'll definitely have a lot more stuff to say starting Canto 4. The first 3 are good, but I think it really starts to pick up in the first three are good. I think it really starts to pick up in Canto 4. Okay, I'll do a single 10 pull. Why not? celebrate the end of the dungeon with a temple. I've had horrible luck with it. Okay, I say that. Obviously, we got Wild Home Nest. Let's have Zwei West Sinclair. Solid. She Dawn. And W Hongru. It's not bad. Not great, but it's not bad either. We have so many tickets that we can use. I'll figure out what I want to do in terms of what IDs to shard for. That might be something that I just get worked on towards Walpurgis. But regardless, next time we'll be starting off the Unloving. Our good old Roja Canto. Well, it's rodeo. Yeah.